What I'm going to do today is work on this boy's axe that I have. I got this probably 2 years ago at a flea market. And, the handle was just a piece of junk. It had been sawed off, had an assortment of screws and nails in the eye to hold the handle in. Now, there's no markings on it, so I don't know who made it. It weighs about 2¼ pounds. So I'm just basically going to rehang it today. Now I got a handle from Beaver Tooth. Now it's 19 inches long, and this is what they call a #2 utility grade handle. And it's, it's not great. The grain orientation's not super great on it, but as short as it is, I don't think it'll be a big deal. Now there was, and it came finished with lacquer too, which I'll scrape that off. Now there was some up here on the tongue and around, and I've already scraped that off and cleaned it up. And what I'm going to do is just hang this thing, and then after I get all of that stuff done, I'll scrape the lacquer off and put some linseed oil on it. Now this thing, it actually fit almost pretty good when I got the thing. Now, if you had a boy's axe with a bigger eye than this one has, it might not work for you, but yeah, this, I think it'll be alright though. Yeah, we got a pretty tight fit here. Let's curl up some wood. There's the tiniest little gap right there. I mean, it's, you could barely stick a hair in it probably, but yeah, I really wanted it to come out a little bit more out of the top of the eye, but I might just go ahead and keep it just like that. And I think that probably is going to do it. I mean, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to go with that and go ahead and stick the wedge in there. I mean, I think it'll, yeah, I think that'll be alright. I'll go ahead and prep up the wedge, and then I'll go ahead and drive it in there. I think I'm going to leave well enough alone. I got a really nice fit down around the bottom of the eye right here. I would have liked to have had it out a little bit more on the end, but I think I'm going to leave well enough alone. And I'm going to go ahead and put the wedge in at this point and drive it down in there. And I'm going to put some glue on it. It'll just help lubricate it. It's not going to, it's not, after you use this thing for a while and bang it around, the glue joint's not going to hold up. Alright, now I got it all hung up, and I got a really nice edge around, here it's nice and tight all the way around. It did curl some of the wood off, and I trimmed it off. Now the top, there's a little tiny little gap there and another one back here, and I would have, I guess if I'd have fooled around with it longer, I would have liked to have had this sticking out beyond the top of the here a little bit, but it'll be okay. Now I did put the metal wedge in there also, just to help it. Now I'm going to scrape this handle off, get all this lacquer off of here, and put some linseed oil on it. And I've already got a mask for this thing. I actually made this for another axe and it didn't fit real well, so, but it fit okay on this one, so now it belongs on this one. Anyway, and it's a little rough too, so I'm going to scrape this off, sand it a little bit, linseed oil, that'll pretty well take care of it. I think a small short-handled axe like this would be fine. Now, you could consider this a boy's axe or a house axe, I guess. And it does have a nice heft to it. The head, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it weighs about 2¼ pounds. So, yeah, I think this would be good for camping. If you're car camping, something like that, I think it'd be pretty good to have a bit heavier axe. And it's still pretty small. Well, anyway, we'll take care of getting rid of this lacquer off the handle, put some linseed oil on it next. Okay, now I scraped all the lacquer off of it and I lightly sanded it with some 180 grit paper. And I'm going to put, 3, 4, 5 coats of linseed oil on it, whatever it takes. I'll let this dry and I'll check on it before I go to bed tonight. If it's dry, I'll go ahead and put another coat on it before I go to bed. But yeah, but anyway, that's what it looks like. And alright, now I'm all finished up here. I ended up putting 4 coats of linseed oil on the handle. Probably in 3 or 4 weeks I'll put another coat on it. Now, I'm pretty happy with this handle. I like the shape of it. Fits my hand well. The only thing I kind of regret, I wish I'd ordered a 24-inch handle instead of this 19-inch one. I've used it a little bit out on a piece of wood I got out in the back here, and it's a little awkward trying to use it two-handed, being it's so short. But anyway, it'll work. This thing laid around on my workbench for about 2 years, so now it's back in working order, and I can use it if I need to. And yeah, I like the handle just fine. Now, Beaver Tooth did a good job on the handle. This is one of their cheaper handles. This is a utility grade #2, so not an expensive handle, but I think it'll be just fine. And I got a good fit on it. The thing was actually really close for this particular axe head. So I didn't have to do a whole lot of work to get it to fit on there pretty good. But that's going to do it for the boys axe or house axe, whichever one you want to call it.